What is up, everybody? SDFC Bros, and we're back, and we're feeling good, huh, Carlos?
Oh, we're feeling amazing.
What a game!
What an atmosphere.
Yeah, just what a night,
Yeah,
right? Just
honestly,
the whole day was a spectacle to be just in, and it was so fun. I had a really good time.
No, I think
Did you have a good time?
I had an amazing time. I think just great day to be a San Diegan. That's all I gotta say. It was a great night.
Day to be a San Diegan. So obviously played our very first playoff match, and it was everything that I wanted it to be. Right? Atmosphere was great. Great game of football as well. Just everything leading up to it as well was really good too. So I thought it was just the perfect day for football and everything like that. But guys, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Link in the description below. Also, check out norte.mx for these dope hats. And also, another hat added to our collection here. Big shout out to SoFly. This is so fire.
No,
we got a lot of compliments on this hat, and everyone's just asking us for wherever the hell we got him. So SoFly, big shout out to you if you're
Go
watching
get him.
this.
And he's gonna do another one.
Yeah,
so.
there's gonna be another drop. It's gonna be an all black hat. So make sure y'all are ready to get those. But yeah, make sure you guys check out SoFly for these dope hats. And Carlos, let's get into it. Let's jump into it. So before we get into the game, right? There was a lot of speculation, right, with the whole Chucky Lozano thing and everything like that. Obviously not playing in the last game versus Portland, right? He wasn't even on the roster for that game. Mikey Varas left him at home. So there was a lot of, question marks and everything like that leading up into this game. Is Chucky going to start? Is he going to be on the bench? Is he going to come? To our surprise, I think everybody's surprise, Chucky wasn't in the starting lineup. He wasn't on the bench, but he was in
at the game.
He was at the game.
Yeah.
He just wasn't laced up in his boots or in his uniform. So obviously, I'm going to just read up the lineup, and then we'll talk about the whole Chucky situation. So it was a 4-3-3, Dos Santos in goal, Ian Pilcher at right back, because we are very thin in the right back spot, to say the least. Chris McVeigh, Manu Dua in the center back positions. Luca Bombino comes back once again. And in the midfield, Valakari, Yepe, and Anibal Godoy complete the midfield trio. And up top, Dreyer on the right, Corey Byard up top, and Pellegrino at that left wing position. So let's talk Chucky real quick. What are we saying?
Yeah, no, I think everybody, like you said, it was the conversation before the game for sure. Anybody we talked to, anybody we had was like, "What are your thoughts?" It was kind of weird. Usually it's score predictions. It was like, "Well, do you think Chucky's gonna play?" A lot of people had a lot to say. A lot of people said, he got his punishment. He's made up for it. He's made his apology. We'd like to see him in this game. So a lot of people were like, we are understanding of Mikey Varas to say, put your foot down, you're missing this game, all that. But a lot of people were saying we do want him to play. Our consensus was, he's going to play, obviously.
Right.
Prior to that, Mikey Varas had come out and said, no, Chucky is starting to be part of the team. He's showing himself out. We had an incident, but, we're figuring things out. Ultimately, we get the news, and I think everybody kind of was just shocked that it wasn't happening. Maybe some people were even upset. I think some people even sat there and said, he served his punishment. Is this overboard? Or what could have Chucky done? Because this is now 2 games, and this is the first playoff game. So what is going on?
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely one of the people where I was like, I don't think he's going to start, but I think he's going to be on the bench, comes in, around 55th, 60th minute in the second half. But, I think it's just one of those things. And, you've been you've been one of those people who's been very adamant about the whole, I think we played better with Chucky. And,
Without.
Without. Right. Right. You've been, one of the people that are saying, we play a lot better without Chucky. And look, again, I always say words talk, numbers scream. And look, so far since Chucky's been outside of the lineup, outside of the roster, we're 2-0. Right. So I think a lot of that.
Houston. Oh, no, he was
he was still there. So
technically he did step out. So.
That's funny. But, so we're 2-0 without Chucky even on the roster. And, I think there's been a lot of people saying, is he gonna leave next season? And that's I guess the news that's kind of starting to circulate. But it's like, honestly, I think maybe that's just being a little bit too like upfront, or I don't know like what the word I'm trying to like look for is.
Right.
Too critical, maybe, not really sure. But regardless of the fact is, it's like, I think the guys played good. The guys played good this game. I think they really showed up, but it kind of just begs the question. It's like, where is this kind of situation going to lead to? Now, I guess the main question is he going to play next game? Is he going to be on the bench? Is he going to be at home? Because we're going to be in Portland for this game. So it's like, what do you think that we have to do going forward?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I was somebody who's been critical of, like, Chuki's performance and everything like that. But I still think not, like, he's our DP. He's our guy. You know what I'm saying? To not start him 2 games in a row, to not even take him to Portland, I think was a big enough message. This also comes in, it's just like, okay, we're paying Chuki the big bucks, but we're not even playing him. I know, like, at a business standpoint, I'm sure someone up there is frustrated as well. And 2, I think like San Diego C's own players might be like Luka. We're talking about Luka might leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Luka De La Torre.
Yeah, Luka De La Torre might be leaving. We're not willing to pay him more, but we're having somebody who we're literally not playing. We're paying so much money to not even play. It's a little interesting situation, and I think based on some of our conversations we had last night, it's just like, did Chuki, was it really just as, like, it's being swept under the rug a little bit? Was it just a verbal altercation, or was it something more? Because I don't think the punishment fits the crime. And I get where Mikey Vadas has to put his foot down. I think his foot down was put pretty clearly on against Portland. And I think on top of it, like, the whole backlash throughout the media was pretty straightforward. But what is going on that he's not even on?
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. And honestly, I've been on the side of the spectrum where I agree with Mikey Vadas and what he's been doing. And me personally, it's like, I think this was a very special occasion. I think this was a very special night for San Diego and for San Diego FC and for the players that have earned the right to play on this occasion, right? And it's like this, it felt like it was like a holiday or like a celebration or something like that. So it's like, I feel like Mikey Vadas, I'll say this, I'm going to make a prediction. I think Chuki plays in the next game versus Portland, because I think this was kind of a message for I think the whole team to be like, look, if you do something like what Chuki did, then you're not going to be able to participate in special occasions like this one. So I think it is a message, very strong message, but I think it's important because there's only one sport, and I saw a clip on this, where there's only one sport where the coach still has the power over the players, and that's soccer, right? Where the coach is making the active decisions to make a big decision like this. And it's like, look, if you were to go to the Chiefs, right? Andy Reid, is he going to bench Patrick Mahomes?
Can't.
Probably not.
Yeah.
For the Yankees, are they going to bench Aaron Judge? Are the Dodgers going to bench Shohei Ohtani? Hell no. They're not going to do that. So I feel like soccer is the only sport where you're able to do that and send a message through not only to the player, but the whole rest of the squad.
No, and I agree with you. I just think, to your point, this was a special occasion. And if there was, where it's like Chuki hasn't been feeling like he's part of the team, you've completely exiled him from the team at this point from Sunday's game. Because you're right. Whatever happened on Sunday was a very special and important game. So was Saturday against Portland when we made it first place. All of those are pivotal things that have made the team stronger and bonded closer. You've now taken Chuki outside of these pivotal, important things that they've been working so hard to achieve during the season. He now feels way exiled. And so I don't, that for me is just like, okay, maybe we take him out of Portland. He feels the suffering. He feels the punishment. Okay, you don't get to play. You know what I'm saying? Just like you punish a kid. You don't get to play. You've worked so hard, you don't get to play. But now you've doubled down on it, and now you've exiled him more. Like, what does he have to give to San Diego now at this point? And not to be rude, but, like, for me, I'd be sitting there and I'd be upset, and I'd be like, the hell do I care about San Diego? It's not important to me now. I was brought in here to be this player. Give or take, maybe I'm not doing the best that I can. Fine. But to take me out like this, I don't care about San Diego. It's not important to me. The team isn't important to me. The players are clearly a lot happier without me. Like, I feel like you exile him a little bit, and I think that's the frustrating part for me. Not that I don't trust Mikey Vadas, and I agree with Mikey Vadas completely too, to punish the player, but I don't know if you're kind of like playing with a double-edged sword at that point,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna disagree just because it's like I definitely do feel like Mikey Varas is in the right here because it's like because I think the whole season I feel like Mikey Varas has made a really big emphasis on play for the city, play for the badge, play for this, play for that, right? Have like the integrity to not be like selfish in like these sorts of moments. And I feel like respectfully, I feel like with how Chuki has, I guess, handled this situation was I think a tail sign where Mikey Vanas was like, all right, and then he pulled the plug. So
I get it. Maybe
yeah,
like maybe if you see it, the sense of like Chucky, you haven't played for this badge, you haven't felt like a San Diegan, you haven't felt like like close with the team. You don't get to enjoy and reap the benefits of this first playoff game. Maybe that's a different way of seeing it, and maybe he buys into it more. But I think what might happen, and knowing Chucky or just like kind of
Sure.
like seeing him, might kind of just frustrate him more. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
I think with somebody who has an ego is big to yell and or push or I have no idea what happened, but clearly
It had
right.
to be bad.
Yeah, it has to be bad. But if somebody has an ego enough to do that, it's sometimes hard for that person to like not blame.
Right.
Like they're gonna be like, oh well, this is San Diego's fault. This is Mikey Vado's fault. It's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's just a double edged sword. Obviously, I think Mikey's sending out a message to everybody, and I think for
1,000,000%.
him, it's more important to send that message out and prove himself as a coach than to cater to somebody else's
Because I
feelings.
think it's different because you mentioned De La Torre, and I think it's just a different situation because even though, let's say De La Torre may be out the door, right? Worst case scenario, because obviously we want him to stay.
Right.
Worst case scenario, De La Torre walks away and, he, goes on with his career. I think it's different because De La Torre, I think obviously he hasn't had a situation like this and everything like that.
Yeah.
But even though he may be on his way out, I think Mikey Varas still kind of understands like the situation and is still able to count on him when things
No,
go
and
south.
I agree with you. I just think like what I'm saying is like
Right.
we're paying somebody who's not dedicated to the
Right.
badge, who's not this is not these big bucks, but we're not willing to pay somebody who's really invested in the team and in
Right.
the city and in San Diego. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I mean, I guess at that point, I think maybe that could have been similar with Eloski. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
I don't think so.
no, you don't think so?
No, I think
Am
Alosky
just
really
chatting
cared. No,
shit?
I think Alosky cared about being here in San Diego.
Fairs.
I think he played hardball, obviously, because he deserved the money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think.
Speaking of him, he scored versus.
I know he scored.
Scored in
Good,
Philly.
Good
So,
ups, Milan.
Yeah, big up Milan. He scored in Philly, scored his penalty, and they're 0-1, or 1-0. So, let's get.
I don't know. Leave in the comments though.
Yes.
Yeah, what your thoughts?
Yeah.
Please, we want to hear everybody's idea and
Yeah,
I don't know.
whose side of the coin are you on? Should Chucky have played? Should he be on the bench? Should he have started? Or are you kind of on the Mikey Varas kind of side of things where he made the right decision and everything like that?
And if you like have a burner account or like you want to anonymously like drop in some information of like what is going behind the scenes, go ahead. We won't call you out.
The DMs are open.
Yes,
The DMs
please.
are always open for anybody. So, yeah, so if you got some insider knowledge, go ahead. But let's actually get to the game.
Right.
Let's get to the football being played. So, obviously, in the beginning of the match, right, the whole pre-match ceremony, everything like that, national anthem, they had the little poem before as well.
Oh, right.
That was
Shout
just
out Rudy, man.
big up
San
Rudy.
Diego legend.
Yeah, big up Rudy. So I thought that was just like the icing, not even the icing on the cake, because that was just the start of the game, right?
Right.
It was it was just the sheet cake, you know what I mean? But pre-match ceremony was super awesome, and then the SD clap, man, that was incredible. Like I was just taking it all in and just like hearing every single person's like voice, in that thing was absolutely mental. What were your kind of thoughts like going through like at that point?
Well, look, I'm like I'm somebody I think like who wears my heart on my sleeve or something like that.
Passion
I'm like very
merchant.
emotional person, and I've grown up loving this city. Like genuinely, I think a lot of people probably know that. Like I think San Diego has allowed me to identify as a Mexican and an American at the same time, and really blend both those things together and allow me to grow up and become who I am today. And like it's just an amazing city, and so I think for the first time, I mean the Padres have done the same thing, but I think for one of the biggest things in it being soccer, what we saw with Rudy's performance and poem, kind of like spoke to me and resonated with, I feel like, a lot of people as well too, of like what this means to the city, what San Diego is to everybody. And I think San Diego FC has done such a good job at showcasing and being able to put San Diego on the map, you know? So it was just an emotional roller coaster for me. It was just a beautiful, I think, beautiful experience. And I think Esteban from Baller Crew said it best. It was like a religious experience almost, essentially. Just everybody in those, you know, they feel the exact same way about San Diego. They're proud to have support San Diego FC, and also proud too of what San Diego FC's done for the community. So man, it was amazing. I was getting a little teary-eyed during the whole situation, and like you said, that thunderclap was insane.
Incredible.
Man. Shout out to whoever invented that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frontera for starting that. But I think it started from Frontera, it picked up, and now it is something that is going to be like traditional, like
I think for every home game.
Yeah. Like that is just gonna be it. Like we've started a tradition. Our kids who are gonna be going to that, they will be doing that thunderclap. It's our never walk alone.
Yeah.
It really is. It's without saying it. It's everybody in those seats knowing you're never gonna walk alone. We're all together, and I'm sure the team felt. I mean, I couldn't imagine, bro. Because
God, like just being like on the pitch, because they were playing at the time where everybody was doing it.
I couldn't, and it was quiet.
It was like you could hear a pin drop in Snapdragon Stadium, like for like every like pause, like,
every
in
pause,
between,
right.
in the clap, like you could just hear a pin drop. Like, even them Portland fans, I want to know like what like a point of view of like Snapdragon Stadium is like.
Well, Loki
from an opposition fan.
I agree. One, and then two, the Portland fans Loki did the drums at the same time to kind of throw people off, but whatever, we still clutched up. But no, for reals, as an outsider fan, I want to know like how that feels, because that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I think like, I don't know if the supporters do that like when they go to the away games.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, if you go to any bar in San Diego,
we're still
doing it. So it's like something outside of like it's just something that's always going to be happening in the beginning of the game.
100%. And then the tifo as well.
Oh
right?
Man,
beautiful tifo. But man, another like great, just little like sprinkle.
And I know the Frontera made it, but I think like that tifo was a thing for me. Like if I wish I could have been help of it, but that was like a thank you to the Frontera, which has been crazy throughout the season. Because they put all the supporter groups in there, united, and it's just like that was like a thank you to you guys for 100%. Sure, man. Because that's beautiful, and they deserve that tifo. That's for themselves.
Yeah, the tifo is really cool too. So just kind of all that leading up, and it's like you just saw.
Can you imagine being like literally like a player on the field?
Yeah, like I would have been like, holy shit, like I'm pumped. Like I was pumped, like just in the stands.
Exactly.
Like,
so just
being a player, like being like a Manu Dua or like a Bombino or like a Dreyer.
I know they're like 19 years old.
That's what
you know what I'm saying? I mean,
and
Dryer's play kind of professional, but like some of these players have like
this is the biggest crowds like they've played in front of, right? So it's like that just like must have been incredible to like experience as a player. So yeah, big shout out to the Frontera and like the whole fan base and everything like that.
And all of San Diego, man.
And all of San Diego, like we showed up, like, and that was just a very prideful moment of being like a San Diego.
I think one of the biggest things was like usually you hear it and you just what's it called, but this like one time there was a clap that just it was like perfect. Like it was like a whole 360. Yeah.
I did I put like a comment. I was like, oh, SD probably caused a little mini earthquake.
Yeah, no, literally it literally
it felt like
and
it.
It's like that clap all in unison was just like heard around the world.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah, so it was super dope. So definitely one of the highlights of the night for sure. But let's actually get into the game now.
Yeah.
With all that the atmosphere and everything like that, it played into it, and you saw the players
100%.
like I've never seen them like that, like energized like at the beginning of a game, and it's like they felt the occasion and everything like that. And that first half was probably the best half of football I've seen SDFC play. Like everything just felt perfect and just intricate, and every single little run, pass, flick, everything was like to a T, like perfectly. So let's get into the first goal, right? Manu Dua ripped a shot from outside the box, hits the post, and Valakari there. Perfect place, perfect time for the 1-0. Leading up to that, like, did you just feel like it was just coming soon with just everything going on?
Yeah, no, of course. I think just like you said, like every player, what you saw in that first half was every single STFC player was playing perfect. Like everybody was playing off of each other. Everybody, they knew their roles, and everybody did times 2 of what they needed to do.
Right.
They were playing amazingly. They were energetic. They were not letting anything slide. And it's like, that must be scary for Portland. That must be scary for any other team, because it's like, there is so many of these teams, like the team is just 100% unison. Like Mikey Varas, I don't know what he said to them. I don't know what the fans, but they were playing high level football, like insane, where it was just like all connected into each other. And then, like you said, as like players are taking corner kicks or players are kind of walking to the sideline to get a throw in, you just start seeing them go like this.
I've seen Dryer go
right,
like this.
Dryer, Pellegrino, just amp up the crowd, and it was like, holy shit! Like they hear us, they know us, and it just kept going and going, and it was bound to happen. That goal was bound to happen, and God, it had to be. I think
Valakari scored the first home goal.
I know it had to be
and
Valakari.
the first playoff goal.
I know it had to be Valakari.
How wild is
it's
that?
Crazy. Yes,
it's crazy how like that happens. But it's also like, I remember us like talking like during the game, and we were with all like the little influencer buddies and everything like that. But when we were talking to Baller Crew, right, we were just watching the game, and Portland looked exhausted.
Yeah, probably around like the 35th minute.
So like they just looked like they were just, I felt like they were just kind of looking around. They're like, what can we do?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think that's just like a testament. This midfield, right? Love De La Torre, but these three just really complement each other a lot. And big shout out to Anibal Godoy. I thought he had a very good game. We've been kind of critical for in the last couple games, but man, he played a brilliant game, this one. So what are you kind of thinking about Godoy's influence in this game?
No, I think it was, like you said, it was a brilliant one. And I think, like, this is what we wanted. This is what we talked about when I kept saying, like, oh, playoffs is a different monster. Well, and I was like, oh, I don't know if their team is going to show up to that. And it goes to show, the season has been up and down. We still got first place or whatever. It's been a long road, but Mikey Vados handled it well. Mikey Vados coached it well. The team handled it well, coached it well. And yes, we still have a long way to go into playoffs, but this team is animated and ready to play every single game like it's their last game ever, genuinely. And Anibal Godoy showed that. He's not playing like how he was in the later half of the season. And he shows, like, I'm going to keep playing to that level. And I think everybody from him to CJ Dos Santos to Pellegrino coming down multiple times, like you said. And like you said, Portland just looked so gassed. And it was like San Diego FC at some point where it's like almost kind of like, why the fuck are they not attacking? You know what I'm saying? Like, it almost felt like that. And so, like, they had to calm down. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't keep playing to that level.
Right.
And it almost probably, when you're at like a, the best way to say it, but like when you're at STSU game or like a pickup game, the first 5 minutes you play really hard, and then you see the other team is like struggling or not doing it. So then everybody just kind of like,
it's like, all right,
all right, we just chill. You know what I'm saying? We start passing the ball around. It's just like, that's exactly what San Diego FC, like, and you saw Portland like literally just couldn't find any solution to the problem that they had.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's like Godoy, I think his experience kind of showed in that, he's been a veteran in the league
of course.
For
so he knows
long.
what to do in playoffs. Pellegrino as well too.
Even though Pellegrino, he's played in Europe at Bodo Glimt in Norway for like a good little while, but being with San Jose, he definitely kind of, I think, picked up on it. And I mean, Pellegrino going back multiple times, right? Slide tackling and playing like almost like left back, right back sometimes. You know what I mean? Just being in that position to come back, win back
and
the ball,
and still go forward,
and still sprint right back up to the field. So
man is old, man.
Yeah, old man,
and just still smiling through the whole thing.
Yeah, he's enjoying it. He's
perfect San Diegan is what I say.
Yeah, definitely. He's enjoying it. So it was really good. And then, the second goal, it was the Bombino and Dryer combination.
Beautiful.
Man.
Pass, Bombino.
Dryer pass, Bombino just on like making that run on the outside, and then I believe it was like a first or two, one touch or two-time touch, and finds Dryer right in the middle. And Dryer, you just see like that pocket of space open up. Dryer's like, well, I'm gonna just go right here.
Exactly.
And then he does a mimic of Messi's goal, and that's got the storyline that was kind of going on.
Agreed. No, I think Messi, like, Dryer's fighting for that MVP.
He's fighting, dude.
And so he says he's literally telling Messi, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you could do one.
You could do. I can do one. I raise my glass. Let's keep it going. But one for one.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, Dryer again coming up to the big occasion. You know what I mean? Just like he has in multiple games this season. this guy's an anomaly. This guy is an alien, right? By far, right? I've seen a lot of brilliant footballers in person, right?
Yeah.
Dreyer has to be up there, like one of the players that I've seen on a consistent basis, right? You know, every single game, you know, we've been to, and you know, we've watched every single game on TV, and it's like this guy just doesn't stop, man.
No.
This guy is phenomenal, right? I cannot wait until like what he has for the whole rest of his SDFC career. So this guy, like already, he's just written himself in MLS history, but also in
San Diego
SDFC history.
Yeah, and I
Like,
think he loves San Diego as well
Yeah,
too. You can
man.
tell. Yeah, so
Yeah, he's great, and I mean, seeing him the day before, right? I was at 18 Threads. I wanted to get a nice little shirt, and I'm just there. I'm just looking through all the racks, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, that's Dreyer over there. And then I was like, oh, there's Yeppe too. So then going up to Dreyer, first of all, I asked him, I was like, do you remember me from the ice cream video? He was like, no. But I was like, all right, fair enough. But I was just telling him, I was like, you know, the whole city's behind you, and, you know, make sure you guys get a good, nice rest, you know, for the game and everything like that. He was like, you know, we're ready, we're locked in, you know, we're really thankful for your guys' support, and, you know,
Right.
we won't let you guys down. And I mean, again, pops up in the occasion, and I mean, he's phenomenal. How important do you think like this Dreyer like performance is for like the whole rest of the team to kind of look at and to be like, we got a guy to really dig us out of these tough holes
no, I think it's just. I mean, he's just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? He's
in a
just
playoff setting as well?
No, he's just like you said, phenomenal. I think you hit everything. There's just nothing better than him, and San Diego's blessed to have made that. Tyler Heaps, congratulations
Yeah.
to you for picking him up. But yeah, no, that was an important signing, and he's shown his worth and will continue to. And I think San Diego's all behind him, and I'm sure they'll be building a statue of one day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every team needs one, but LAFC with Carlos Vela, LA Galaxy with David Beckham, you know what I'm saying? San Diego FC
Dryer's
now
our
with
guy,
Dreyer,
man.
yeah. So
Dryer's our guy.
he is going to be it, and, he stepped up, and somebody he was underrated, and a lot of people, weren't really talking about him. I remember we did a podcast with somebody, and I think they were saying Dreyer would be...
MLS designated player.
Yeah.
He was, he's a kind of littler channel, but this guy's got ball knowledge.
Yeah, no,
man.
he
This
was-
guy's got crazy MLS ball knowledge for, certain players that come into the league, and, he hit the nail on the head.
Right, no, yeah, so, at the end of the day, like, it's amazing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
at a loss for words.
Yeah, he's great. And I mean, I think we were talking about the midfield.
Right.
759 passes, 94% pass accuracy.
Crazy.
That is mental.
No, that's
That is
insane.
actually ridiculous. That's a ridiculous stat. How you can do almost 800 passes, and how many? Less than 100 are off target. Like less than what, 50 maybe?
Right.
If my math is right, I'm not good at math, but it just goes to show. And then possession as well, 64% possession. And yeah, we were definitely in cruise control towards the end of the second, or towards the end of the first half. But then unfortunately, they got a goal. I think it was a little fluky goal where, again, we took our foot off the gas because, again, they weren't pressing us. So we were kind of like, well, what can we really do?
Right.
So,
And it was just I think it just kind of caught us by surprise.
Yeah, talk us through that. Like, what were you kind of like thinking?
No, I think it was just kind of like, regardless, I knew San Diego could have, if at any moment, you could see that they could just switch the switch again and go score those goals. But it was just, like you said, a fluke goal that probably shouldn't have never happened, but just an accident. Something you just throw away. It happens in soccer all the time. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But like you said, I think we went into cruise control, and then I think we come out in second half and we play a little bit of how you've been talking, and just play very defensively and save yourselves. And I think very smart and strategic by Mikey Varas. Let's not be pressing out and trying to check. We can definitely make sure Portland doesn't score another goal against us.
Yeah, force a penalty
shootout, whatever. Even if they do score, but we don't. Let's just enjoy.
Let's play it safe. Let's
Yeah.
not like try counterattacks or anything like that. And Cedro Santos did great. I
Right,
thought
of
he
course.
did good. He came up big with a lot of really good saves. But also someone who I want to tip my hat to, Ian Pilcher.
Oh, of
I
course.
thought he had a brilliant game in a position where he's not really comfortable in. Right, fullback, a lot more different than center back. Right, where you have to kind of play up against, kind of pacey dribblers and wingers and everything like that. So it's a bit difficult. So I want to tip my hat to you. It's a little scuffle with Ian Pilcher as well that I think led to the red card for Portland.
No.
No, is that
That was
different
different
scenario?
That was
But
later in the game. But
yeah,
yes,
so
no, like you said,
you brought up a good point, so I want you to say it if you remember.
no, I do. But like you said, tip your hat to
Yeah.
Ian because truthfully, like it's insane, especially
Yeah.
to be able to be put into a position that he hasn't played all season at all
Yeah.
and still step up. It's just again importance of Mikey Vada's mentality to these players is like. You wherever I put you, you play 100%, and that's all I care about. And again, Ian, just showing up, just being one of the younger guys on the team, and just being able to put that performance insane. And like you said, 19-year-old kid, right?
20.
20-year-old kid,
Or 21, I think, or
Right,
22. He's the older bunch out of Dua and Bambino.
right.
That's all
Regardless,
I know. Right.
youngin,
Right.
probably just graduated
College or
college
something.
or whatever. And man was being bullied.
Yeah, real talk.
Man was that wasn't
That was Bambino.
no, that was
Bambino was getting in
Then I don't
someone's
remember.
head.
Then I don't remember. What was the other one?
So Ian Pilcher was getting into a scuffle with somebody.
Right.
And Ian Pilcher, he gets
Oh, you're right.
shoved.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I think you remember
Yeah, yeah.
now. Go ahead.
No, Ian Pilcher gets shoved, and literally, I mean, the guy's pissed already, and we'll talk why he's pissed.
Right.
Because he was the same guy that was what's
Yeah.
it called? But he's pissed, and he pushes Ian really hard. And I think at any other situation, like that player gets up, Ian like takes it and then just walks away.
Yeah.
And again, I think that just goes to show like where the mentality is in this team. It's just like, nah, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get to your level. We're gonna walk away. We're gonna do the best, and that's all coaching to Mikey Varas.
100%. Yeah. So Ian
And Ian,
just,
too,
he
giving a level head.
He took it on the chin, right? He was like, not going to stoop to that level. Cool, calm, and collected. Walked away with nothing.
Right,
so
right.
big shout out to Ian Pilcher. The other situation, Bambino. This guy, I just cannot get over this kid.
No, it's so
He
mature, man.
is sensational. He is a golden, in Italian we call it ragazzo di oro,
Yeah,
which means
right.
golden boy. This guy's phenomenal. He has the experience of a veteran player.
Right, 100%.
He's 19 years old. He locked up whoever the hell was on that side.
99.
It didn't matter
Yeah.
who was on that side. Locked him up. And this guy was visibly frustrated. He could not get past Bambino for a second.
No.
So
And he was yelling at this
he was screaming at a kid.
literally
This is a kid.
like got in his head so much. And again, just 100% composed. Didn't yell back. Just stayed. Let me play my game and just.
Unfazed.
And it's crazy like this. I mean, genuinely, like this older man. You know what I'm
Literally
saying?
old
He's
ass
probably
man.
he's probably the same age as me, but regardless, like pissed off at a child is
Yeah.
insane. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Bambino, you're not a child. You're 19.
Yeah.
Like put respect on his name.
Yeah,
but
you
like,
gotta put some
But
respect.
still, like, bro just
Right, right,
graduated high school.
No, real talk. So it's like, just man, it's just
We have a gold mine with Bambino for real. He's He's a
yeah,
great
he
kid.
is he gem.
Yeah.
Gem. And I mean, I think there's some question marks for when he kind of came. We're like, who is this? Comes from LAFC. We didn't really know, but literally from day one since whence he played. And I mean, I had a little bit of bias just because he's Italian, so
Right.
I was just on the hype train from day one just because of that. But this guy, he's awesome. He is so awesome. I can't. I'm just so happy with just his development and kind of just how he carries himself on the pitch.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
He's a class act.
I agree.
Class act player, and I mean he's quality. So yeah, this whole game he was definitely one of the standout players for me. Defensively, I thought he was sensational.
I agree.
So I really enjoyed him. So yeah, that second half, I think we definitely kind of took our foot off the gas, and we were like, let's just put the game to bed. Let's just take care of it. And lo and behold, we go to the second half.
Portland gets a red card, so
They get a red card to kind of help
yeah.
us out. But even then, I'm not going to lie, Portland started to kind of get into the game
Right,
a little
exactly.
bit. So I think they really wanted to kind of get something out of this game and definitely
not gonna
force a
happen.
penalty.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't meant to be. I thought the defense was phenomenal. Chris McVeigh, I think he's been like the unsung hero this whole season because respectfully, right, the back line was supposed to be Patty McNair and Andres Reyes. And Chris McVeigh has literally cemented his spot in this team in the center back position. And
Agreed.
he's awesome. And I mean, same thing with Manu Dua. So big shout out to Chris McVeigh. Tip my hat to you. And Manu Dua, sensational as well. Everybody played their role today.
No,
I was so
everybody
happy
did.
with everybody's performance. So, we take game one, right? We're at 1-0. And we go Saturday into Portland with a chance to put this game and tie to bed. So what are your kind of thoughts going into the next game versus Portland? Do we kind of do the same approach, or do you think What are we saying?
I think we go same approach. Don't. What is it? Don't.
Was it don't
If it
break,
if it
it's
ain't
not
broke,
broken,
don't fix it. Yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly. I think we go into that. I don't think Portland can make any adjustments, just genuinely to counter us in the way that they need to. And honestly, the way that Portland needs to play on Saturday is going to fall into San Diego's like strong suit 100% because Portland has to come out and win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They cannot be playing low. They cannot be anything. And as soon as they start attacking, we're going to go and do the counterattack insanely.
Certainly.
So I think Portland is really put in a really tough situation. I don't know if they can come out of it. Knock on wood, I don't want to say that out loud. You know what I'm saying? And things aren't happening. But like regardless, I think I feel very strong on this team. And I feel like as long as, we continue to play the way that we were playing with the same animosity and the same thing, we're gonna keep it going. And again, we're great at away games. I know it's just gonna be a great match. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I think we can put this to bed on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I think that red card kind of helps us out. They got a starter out, so
Right.
I'm not really sure kind of where the Portland fan base is out now that he's suspended for the next game. But I mean, for us, right, kind of just looking at it from the outside looking in. They got a starter out, right? They got to put someone in who's maybe just not as experienced or just not up to the quality of a starting player.
Right.
So I think that's just going to come into our favor, to be completely honest. So, yeah, I 100% agree with you and what you were saying for the next game approach. And I think just the only thing that we really have to think about is, does Chuki play?
Right.
And I think that's the only really thing that's really on our mind. But there's a lot of people in the MLS chat that we're in, and they were saying, oh, maybe we have a chance because Chuki's out. But it's like, this is a sign where it's like we don't need Chuki to be in these games to dictate a match or to really be favorites in a game. And it's I think this is the perfect case.
No, and I think to your point too, I just don't know why people still keep like, and I get it, maybe just some weird bias, but like you keep like acting like, I don't know if you guys are not even watching the games or anything like that, or like even watching news, but it's like at a certain point you got to give us credit where credit's due, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like it's still kind of like you put somebody in front of us and you're still kind of like, oh well, they need to do more or this and that, and it's just like I don't know where you think we are, and it's like even some of us like maybe have us going against LAFC in their brackets or this and that. It's like they still choose LAFC over us, and it's like we dog walked them the last time they played with the same freaking team that they had. So it's just like I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but like don't like act like we're like this scrappy team who doesn't like we're not like we are going regardless of how we come out of this, we are going to come down fighting, and you're going to remember the name of San Diego FC regardless.
Yeah, and it's like also it's like to your point, it's like we don't play scrappy. We're not haram ball, right?
No.
We're just sitting back in the box. Like we're gonna come to your stadium. We're gonna play our style, and we're gonna really dictate games and win matches at the end of the day. So a lot of these people have San Diego FC going out first round. So far it's looking good.
And like I said, it's just like I think these people act like we are gonna like other teams are just gonna walk over us or like we're coming out. But it's like even if we do lose, if we're not, we're gonna lose proving ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be not for none of the teams that we play from here till the final. If we get there that far, we are not going to not give a fight. We're not going to give that team a fight. We're not going to not be in a position where they're going to sit there and be like, oh, we're just walking over San Diego. And I know that for a fact. Regardless of whatever happens, if we make it or not, there's not going to be one team that isn't afraid to play us. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, certainly. I 100% agree with that. So, guys, let us know what you think in the comment section below about what you thought about this game. What are your kind of thoughts going into the next match in playoffs and everything like that? And who was your man of the match for this game? I think it's one of those where it's a take your pick. So I wanna take it back a little bit. Remember we used to do the match ratings and everything like that. Let's kind of go back to our roots a little bit. What would you rate this match out of 10?
6.5.
6.5, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's just the whole second half needed to be different. This and
Fair
that.
enough.
The reason it's the highest 6.5 is just like obviously we could do more. We did what we could do with the most that we could. We're not playing very high level football, or we are playing high level football, but it wasn't throughout the whole game. And I think everybody coming out of it would say the same thing. First half, amazing. Second half, we wished we wanted more. But I think Mikey's point, to everybody's point, we're not gonna risk it. You know what I'm saying?
Certainly. I was gonna say a 7.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree, yeah.
nothing like too like far from what you were saying. Definitely agree. Took our foot off the gas and everything like that. Played it safe. So yeah, again, let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the game? What's your match rating and everything like that? And what are San Diego FC's chances of advancing to the next round, next game?
And then right now, Cincinnati.
Oh, let's do a live check right now.
Right now for
Live
the next
check.
game. Minnesota, Seattle Sounders, still 0-0 in the first 45 minutes.
So who would you want to go through in that game?
Hopefully Sounders.
So you want Seattle to win?
Yeah. Just because I think we'll play them a little bit better, but
Yeah.
I don't. Minnesota will give us a run for our money.
I think
for
Minnesota's
sure.
a very good team. I think they're dark horses
Yeah.
for MLS Cup, to be honest. So, guys, I think that's the end of the podcast. The guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe.
I just want a quick shout out to Frontera, everybody
Yes.
that we've met, everybody who's doing the tailgating, everything that's doing everything amazing. Shout out to Lydia. I thank you for giving us the seats. Shout out to SCFC for supporting us and
Yes.
our channel and everything that we're doing. Shout out to Taylor, Emily, Esteban, Brando, Wyatt, just a bunch of people that we've been able to connect and just fall in love with San Diego. Also, shout out to the Azul and Chrome rappers. Shout out to Rossi, killing it, man. Great song, Azul and Chrome. Shout out to Dimitri too for keeping us updated on SCFC
Yes.
Nation. I think all of us should be proud of what we've done because we've gotten people to come out to these games. They fall in love with us. A lot of people who talk to us say, "Man, like, thank you for doing this. We're able to see like a different side of San Diego, see through you guys." So shout out to everybody. Everybody's doing the thing that they can, and let's just keep killing it. Let's do our part and just everybody show up for San Diego as much as we can.
Yes, sir. Job's not done.
Let's go.
Our time is now. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. Links in the description. Instagram, TikTok, SoFly hats, Norte.mx hats. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys in the next video. Ciao, ragazzi.